This is Voice of Korea.
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 Now we begin the English language transmission from Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Here is a mixed chorus of General Kim Il-sung. Vice-Admiral Courage served General Kim Jong-il.
You are listening to Voice of Korea News Now. The chairman of the Crimean Association for the Study of the Turkey Idea and the general president of the Africa Molia Company Limited of Russia sent gifts to respected Kim Jong-un on the occasion of the Day of the Sungun and the 66th anniversary of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The gifts were handed to the DPRK Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to Russia by Chairman Alexander Rusin and General President Fedorov on July the 24th and 25th. Respected Kim Jong-un received messages and letters from abroad on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of the great leader President Kim Il-sung. He received them from the Presidium of the National Executive Committee of the Communist Party of Poland, the General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Nepal, Marxist-Leninist, the General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Lebanon, and the party leaders of different countries, including Mongolia, Syria, Cambodia, Indonesia, and Germany. The messages and letters also came from high-ranking political, public, and economic personages of many countries, including China, Russia, Nepal, Lebanon, Malaysia, and Myanmar, and representatives of international organizations, Turkey Idea Study organizations, and organizations for support to Korea's reunification and for friendship. The messages and letters said President Kim Il-sung created the great Turkey idea and performed the revolutionary feat for independent development of the country and the cause of global independence, and stressed that his achievements are a treasure to shine forever. Messages came to the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea from the Central Committee of the People's Party of Cambodia, the chairman of the Swedish Communist Party, and the International Secretary of the Danish Communist Party. A seminar was held in Romania and the lecture was given in Angola on July the 22nd and the 24th, on the occasion of the 61st anniversary of the Korean people's victory in the Great Fatherland Liberation War. Hung on the front walls of the venues of the events were smiling portraits of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. Speakers said, first, the superb military tactics and strategy of President Kim Il-sung. The Korean people wrote a history of victory in the hard-fought war against the United States, a victory never known in the world history of wars. Korea will emerge ever victorious in the confrontation with the United States in the future too, under the outstanding guidance of the Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un, they stressed. Officials of the Yanbian Regional Association of the General Association of Koreans in China and its branches and the Yanbian Regional Association of the Federation of Korean Youth in China held a meeting in Yanji City, Jilin Province, China on July the 27th on the occasion of the 61st anniversary of the victory in the Great Fatherland Liberation War. That day, Pa Sang-bo, Vice Chairman of the General Association of Koreans in China, made public a press statement titled, "Our country will be ever victorious under the gifted illustrious commander." The Britain-Korea Friendship Association recently issued a statement on the occasion of the second anniversary of respected Kim Jong-un's marshalship of the DPRK. The statement said, over the past 2 years, respected Kim Jong-un has led to a brilliant victory, confrontation with the U.S. imperialists and the enemies trying to obliterate the socialism of the future, defend the sovereignty of Korea and happiness of the people, and made a great contribution to defense of global peace. The Korean people will win the final victory under his outstanding slogan-based revolutionary leadership, the statement noted. Kim Yong-nam, president of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK, sent a message of greetings to Joko Widodo on Tuesday upon his election as President of the Republic of Indonesia, expressing the belief that the friendly and cooperative relations between Korea and Indonesia, with a long history and tradition, would be constantly consolidated and developed according to the common interests and desire of the peoples of the two countries. The message wished him success in his responsible work in the future. National leading party officials have started march to the revolutionary battle sites in the area of Mount Baekdu. The meeting for departure took place before the monument to the victorious Battle of San-bo in Hilson City, Gyeongbuk Province, on July the 30th. The marchers first laid a floral basket and bouquets before the bronze statue of the great leader President Kim Il-sung at the monument and paid respect to him. Kim Ji-nam, secretary of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, stressed that the leading party officials should more deeply acquire the immortal revolutionary exploits of President Kim Il-sung associated with the revolutionary battle sites and cherish the faith and will to resolutely fight to the end to accomplish the revolutionary cause of the future under the leadership of the party. After the meeting, the marchers left. They arrived at the historic site of the Potsdam Battle, organized and commanded by the great leader Generalissimo Kim Il-sung. They paid respect to the bronze statue of President Kim Il-sung. They looked around the Potsdam Revolutionary Battle site and headed for Mount Baekdu, the sacred mountain of revolution. Officials of the Kim Il-sung Socialist Youth League held a symposium on the education in Kim Jong-il's patriotism, faith, working class viewpoint, and morality at the hall of the Youth League on July the 30th. Present there were officials concerned and officials of the Youth League. Papers were read out at the symposium, which underscored the significance, importance, and trust of the education. The Secretariat of the Committee for the Peaceful Reunification of Korea issued information number 1070 on Wednesday. The information said, some time ago, South Korean Minister of National Defense Han Min-gu showed up on television and talked about the massive provocation and went so far to make such a silly outburst that they would put the loss of the social system at stake. Frightened by a regular rocket launching exercise, he hastily visited the missile command of the South Korean ground force and filling a few missiles as good as a scrap of iron thrown away by the U.S. mortars, tried for preparing to hit any target of the north When he was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, he was so hardly hit by the baptism of the shells of our army on the Yunting Island that he was dismissed before the expiration of his term. During the personnel hearing at the National Assembly, he blasted that he would ruthlessly punish future provocations to get approval of the violent conservative gangsters and narrowly became the Minister of National Defense. His blasphemy is really miserable and pitiable. He is certainly an idiot, as he, a mere marionette of the United States, looks low the faithless remark that knowing when he would die. The South Korean rulers must not forget that because of such an absurd man like Han Min-gu, who cannot control his tongue, great disaster would come. Han Min-gu must not wag his tongue as he likes, clearly knowing that if he continues to say such stupid words as system at stake and so on, he would not be able to maintain his life far from the post of the Minister of National Defense, the information stressed. The spokesman for the Central Committee of the DPRK Red Cross Society issued a press statement on Thursday. The press statement said, "The United States included in the law on strengthening sanctions against the DPRK passed through the Congress an amended bill on reunion of separated families, which urged unrestricted reunion of separated families and relatives. Thus, it openly disclosed its criminal plot to isolate and suffocate the DPRK. Joining in with it, the directives of the Committee for Promotion of the Reunion of Separated Korean Families in the United States are raising a fuss, asking the U.S. congressmen to arrange a reunion of separated families and relatives and sending a letter to the DPRK mission in the United Nations. They are circulating false rumors as if the issue of reunion is not settled because of the DPRK. It clearly shows that the United States pursues its dishonest purpose to politicize even the pure humanitarian issue and pressurize the DPRK with the so-called human rights issue. As the world recognizes, it is entirely due to the United States, the mastermind of Korea's division, that the issue of reunion of separated families and relatives itself was raised in the Korean Peninsula, and the Korean nation is suffering, separated in the north and the south and abroad for nearly 70 years. But for the illegal occupation of South Korea, provocation of the June 25th Korean War, and blackmail with air bombs by the U.S. imperialists, the Korean nation has not been divided, nor the issue of reunion of separated families and relatives been raised. Though it has hostile relations with the United States, the DPRK has made every effort to firmly ensure the activities for the rights and interests of the Koreans in the United States, confirm the whereabouts of their separated families and relatives, and realize their reunion on the basis of warm love for the nation and compatriots. It is too natural that the world public denounces the United States, which abuses the pure humanitarian issue for its sinister political purpose. If the United States is truly interested in the sufferings and pains of divided Korean nation and the settlement of the humanitarian issue caused by division, it should first of all cancel its centuries-long hostile policy towards the DPRK and put an immediate end to its anachronistic and immoral acts detrimental to improvement of inter-Korean relations and reunification of Korea, such as vicious anti-DPRK smear campaign and not targeted nuclear war exercises, the press statement stressed. The U.S. National Committee of the Overseas Committee for the Implementation of the June 15th Joint Declaration issued a statement on July 21st demanding the South Korean authorities act in accordance with the desire of the nation for peaceful reunification in response to the decision of the North on sending its team in cheering group to the 17th Asian Games to be held in Incheon of South Korea. More than 20 civic and public organizations in North Korea province of South Korea held a press conference in Jeonju on Monday in support of the Reverend Han Sang-won's disobedience for more supervision for public peace.
Members of the opposition Unified Progressive Party of South Korea and families held a meeting in front of the Seoul High Court on July the 28th in protest against the prosecution's demand of heavy penalties, such as 20 years penal servitude for Lee So-ki and other suspects of the attempted rebellion fabricated by the authorities. According to the South Korean embassy, a private soldier in an army unit in South Korean Gangwon province who was only 2 months after his recruitment hanged himself on July the 27th. The June the 25th to July the 27th months of anti-youth joint struggle closed in Havana, Cuba on July the 24th. Present at the closing ceremony were many people, including personages of the Cuban Institute of Friendship with the Peoples and the Cuban Committee for Support to Korea's Reunification. Invited there were the DPRK Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to Cuba and his embassy staff members. Marcelino Ribeiro, national coordinator of the Chilean Democratic Movement in Brazil, issued a press statement on July the 24th in denunciation of the injustice of the UN Security Council, which condemned even the short-range missile launch of the DPRK as a so-called breach of resolution. A military commentator released an article under the title "Disgraceful Acts of the Lasting Ruler and Living Dead" concerning the case of the ridiculous fast staged by the United States and the South Korean puppets on the occasion of July the 27th. The article said, "The Victory Day, significantly celebrated by the Korean Army and people every year, is an eternal privilege and fortune of the great victories of the powerful Baptist nation. The United States and the South Korean puppets invited to the shame of the world, the losers of the war and their descendants to South Korea, and staged such farces as invitation event, peace camp of youth and children, peace concert for the day of the UN forces participation in the war, and floral tribute and incense burning at the monument to the war dead. It is aimed at beautifying the history of disgrace and defeat and justifying their new aggressive war movements. Such ridiculous farces more clearly reveal their miserable cowardice as the loser and living dead, which can never be concealed at present and in the future," the article added. And that's the end of the news read by Kim Hyun-ok and Lee Sang-sung. This is Voice of Korea. The Korean Central News Agency released a commentary under the title "Crude Farce." The commentary says, on July the 28th, the U.S. Department of State made public a so-called 2013 annual report on international religious freedom and groundlessly slandered that there is no genuine religious freedom in North Korea and religious activities of individuals and organizations are brutally suppressed. While still, it listed the Democratic People's Republic of Korea as one of the countries of special concern on the religious issue. It is the greatest hypocrisy for the United States to talk about religious freedom while persisting in the movement to overthrow and disintegrate the systems of Jewish countries disobedient to it in different parts of the world under the guise of religion. During the past Korean War, the United States ruthlessly killed many religionists and destroyed more than 1,900 church establishments through its indiscriminate bombing and sanguinary massacre in all parts of the DPRK. The U.S. hostile acts against Korea done under the signboard of religion still continue, and innumerable are religious abuses committed by the United States in different parts of the world. In the DPRK, the religious beliefs and freedom of citizens are perfectly ensured by the Constitution, and all conditions are provided and guaranteed by law so that the believers can conduct religious activities freely according to their will. The announcements of reports made by the United States in different names every year is nothing but a crude farce to besmirch our image and an intensive expression of its hostile policy towards us. As long as such hostile acts continue, our punishment of the criminals who did illegal acts under the guise of religion will be further strengthened, the commentary added. There was the commentary under the title "Crude Farce," released by the Korean Central News Agency. This is Voice of Korea. We now bring you a meal covers we know nobody but you. We now present a female instrumental ensemble, 성읍 만등대. Sung, mother of Korea, representing the immortal revolutionary exploits of Kang Ban-seop, an indomitable revolutionary fighter and outstanding leader of the women's movement of Korea.
Please enjoy band music. Song of Revolution.
Enjoy your female duet, The Path of a Soldier. appreciate her band music, let us hold high the red flag.
Foreign friends sing. This time we present a Korean song sung by a foreigner. He is doing it in full bloom all over the world. The song was created in 1966 or 1977. The song sings in lyric melody that Kim Il-sung, named after the great president Kim Il-sung, is in full bloom all over the world, representing boundless reverence of humanity for him. Please appreciate the song in solo of the Indonesian musician Binu Dalit. listening to a Korean song sung by a foreigner from our regular program, Foreign Friends Sing. This is Voice of Korea. Dear listeners, with this we conclude the English language service of Voice of Korea from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Voice of Korea presents its English language service for Southeast Asia between 5 and 6 hours UTC on 13,650 kHz and 15,105 kHz, and between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz and 13,650 kHz. For Middle East and Northern Africa between 16 and 17 hours UTC on 9,890 kHz and 11,645 kHz, and between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 9,875 kHz and 11,635 kHz. For Southern Africa between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 7,210 kHz and 11,910 kHz. And for Central and South Americas between 4 and 5 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz, 13,760 kHz, and 15,180 kHz. And between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,710 kHz and 15,180 kHz. Goodbye, this is Pyongyang.